Hello everyone. So today we are here to understand the points or the steps that we have under our AD Connect Sync Service Manager. Look, like everywhere we are just syncing our users or object towards the cloud, correct, with the help of AD Connect. So many times we are facing some issues or we are not able to identify why this attribute or why this group or user or particular object is not syncing towards the cloud. So how we can understand that, what are the steps that we can take to understand those issues in our day-to-day life that we are facing, correct? So today we will understand what is sync service manager and how we can overcome those issues using sync service manager, and will be able to find that the steps to overcome that particular issue and work on it. Okay, so we will first open our sync service manager. This is my Azure Active Directory server that I have. Okay, so we will open our Azure AD Connect folder. Then we have a synchronization service, which is also known as sync service manager. Okay, the top you can see synchronization service manager on VM0. VM0 is my virtual machine name is there. Okay, so this is the interface of our sync service manager that we have. Here we have multiple options and how we can go and troubleshoot the issue we will be looking in this video. Okay, so at the top we have some file, tools, action and help. These are the normal options that we have in every of our applications, you can say. So file will provide you the import and export the server configuration that you have currently. Tool will provide the tools that are here available under that particular menu itself. You can see the same tools have been available here itself. Okay, action will provide you the steps to perform particular action on your connector spaces or your profiles itself. Help is a simply thing, you can just click on help and get the details. And here we have a about section. About section will provide you this version details that you have currently. I am using the latest version of AD Connect. You can see the latest version is 2.4.3.131.0. I will request you all, if you are not upgraded the same from your older version to the newer one, please upgrade the same, as 30th April will be the last extended date from Microsoft end. Okay, so to overcome the troubles or difficulties after that, Microsoft support will also not help you on this, as the support will last till 30th of April. Okay, so please upgrade the same. Now we will one by one go with these tools that we have under sync service manager. So first we have operations. Operation is the tool, or operation is the window where we can be able to find all our profiles that we have. Like, we have three kind of profiles in our previous video that we have understood. One is import, second is synchronization, and third is export. Okay, if we see in detail, then these three becomes into six as for a normal scenario. Okay, as we have for a single, if we are synchronizing our one server towards the cloud, then we will have two connectors, right? One will be the on-prem connector, which will help you to import all the details from your on-premises till metaverse. Secondly, we have our cloud connector, which will help you to export from metaverse towards the cloud. Okay, so that's why we have three profiles normally, but when we comes for the total synchronization cycle, then it becomes to 6. Okay, every of the connector will perform these three profiles. So there are two connectors, 3 into 2 will be 6. So the total cycle will be consist of 6 profiles. Okay, so like you can see, I have couple of cycles that has been completed recently. So we will just click on it and we can be able to check the statics. We will check it, but first we will check the connectors, how you can be able to identify which is the on-prem connector and which one is the cloud connector. The biggest thing that I can say. Okay, so here you can see the domain name that you have. Like currently my domain name is cloudknowledge.xyz, which is it's the cheapest domain, that's why I bought it. Okay, so cloudknowledge.xyz is my domain name. Domain name will be the name of your on-prem connector that is being going to be help you to import from your on-premises till the metaverse. Okay, and the second thing, in the cloud connector you will get the tenant name .onmicrosoft.com -aad. This will be the default. On Microsoft.com -aad will always be there with your cloud connector, and it will be helping you to sync towards your metaverse, towards the cloud, your objects. Okay, second thing, you can verify in the type for the cloud connector. You will always say see in bracket Microsoft. Okay, and the name of the type will be in between, will be Azure Active Directory. Currently it is Azure Active Directory. It doesn't say in future if Microsoft will upgrade it towards the Entra ID, as they have changed the name of Azure Active Directory previously to Entra ID, but many of the things are there where we still are seeing Azure Active Directory. So it's already the feedback that has been given to Microsoft. And in the on-prem connector, you will see the type will be Active Directory Domain Services, ADDS, that we are saying. Okay, that is not the ADDS that is there in the Azure. It is the Active Directory Domain Services which we installed in our through the features in our on-prem server. Okay, so like this you can be able to identify. Okay, the domain name will be your on-prem connector name. For cloud connector name, always on Microsoft.com -aad will be applied as a suffix over there. Okay, so this will help you to identify the connectors. Now again we will back to our operations. So now you can here able to see that a complete cycle includes two delta imports, 2 synchronization, and 2 export. Okay, already we have seen our previous videos that there are 2 type of imports that we have. One is delta and one is initial. Delta means a small import, or it will import only the changes that you have made on your user end. It will not import the changes or the whole section which has already been imported. But if you are going for a full import or initial import that we says, if you just see that is the initial cycle and it is the delta cycle. So initial will complete a full import, although you have changes your users or not changes your users attribute or any of the changes that you have done over your objects, it will import all the things. It will import a complete cycle. So as a time of backup, if you have done the backups and all, if you have knowledge on backups and all, so you know the incremental backup is there and the full backup is there. So incremental backup is there till the backup has been done. After that, what changes you have done, that will make the backup of that only. But full backup will consider all the backup from the starting itself. The same thing happens in the delta and initial cycle itself. So here we have done the delta import. So the one cycle will be the on-prem cloud connector will do a delta import. Okay, that has been success. Cloud connector will do a delta import. On-prem connector will do a sync in the metaverse. What he has imported from the on-prem, it will be synced in the metaverse. That the values will be updated in the metaverse. Okay, then the same will be done by cloud connector also. Means they are in the opposite side. Cloud connector will import from cloud itself. On-prem connector will import from on-prem itself. They both will sync in the metaverse. What value the cloud connector will take from cloud, it will sync in the metaverse. What details on-prem connector has imported from the on-prem side, it will sync in the metaverse. Okay, then it will do a export. So on-prem connector will do export, cloud connector will do export towards the cloud. On-prem connector will do export towards the on-prem. So these are like a U shape. Okay, understood? Like if I will quickly open up Paint. Hold on. So I think that will be easier for you to understand. Okay. So for example, this is our metaverse. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is our metaverse, and just a moment. I'm not good in the paintings and all, so that is the reason not being able to do the paintings here. Okay, so this will give you a rough idea. Like this is your on-prem connector, and this is your cloud connector. Okay, so what on-prem connector will do? On-prem connector will move from on-premises till metaverse and take the details of from metaverse to on-premises back. Okay, the same will be done in from Entra ID. The cloud connector will take the details, update the same to metaverse. Then from metaverse, it will take the details and will update into Entra ID. Okay, it's a rough diagram. If you have any concerns in this, you can just comment me at below, so I will just update you how it works. Okay, leave it. I tried to increase the size, but Paint is misbehaving with me. Okay, so this is the rough diagram that you can see. The same thing you can just check here also. So here, okay, on-prem connector has imported towards the metaverse, cloud connector has imported towards the metaverse, then on-prem connector syncs with metaverse, cloud connector syncs with the metaverse, then cloud connector taken the details from the metaverse towards the cloud. So it exported towards the cloud. On-prem connector taking all the details from the metaverse, then exported towards the on-premises side. Okay, good, great. So these all the details that we have here. We have here connector's name, profile name, status, it is succeed, it is pending, what is the start time, what is the end time of the cycle that we have here. These all things we have under this cycles. Okay, so couple of our options we have here. Okay, So going with the on-prem connector first. So in the on-prem connector we could be able to find more options. Like here you can see we have statics tab. Over here we find all the details that are being syncing towards the cloud itself. Okay, so here we have step 2, step 3 and step 1. Okay, I think I have changed it, but first it is step 3, step 2 and then step 1. Okay, so what they do is, what is the means of that? Okay, so like step 1 is my forest, step 2 is my child domain, and step 3 is another child domain that I have. So I am been syncing 3 domains with my single forest AD connect that you can do easily, as you have trust between all your 3 servers. Forest will always have a trust between your servers, or forest, you can say forest always will have the trust between of your child domains. So that is the reason we can just sync our forest from the forest all our domains that has been connected with that forest through the trust. Okay, so any of the changes that you are making, for a suppose I am making changes in the forest DC, okay, that I have, for example, it will be appears in the step 1. Any changes that comes under ADUC of my first child domain, that will comes under here, and any changes on my second child domain will become under here. Second thing, how you can identify from step 1 step to step 3, we can't be able to identify which is the one, you can say which is the one insisting or showing us the values for the that particular it forest or child domains. Okay, so as I will go to step 1, you can see we have here a connection status, correct? So under connection status you will get your VM name or the server name that you have. So my server name is VM01. After that you will have your domain name that has been registered it with. So it shows cloudknowledge.xyz, and then we have the port number on which AD Connect works. The port number on which AD Connect works is 389. Always remember. So the 389 should be enabled to working with AD Connect to sync your objects to with AD Connect. Okay, and at the last we have the status. Status is succeed. That means AD Connect is able to connect with this port number towards this domain that we have. Okay, if you go to step 2, so this is my VM1, which is another server name, you can say DC1, which is the name of that server, and then I have my domain name. So it has been connected with the primary domain or the forest. So it is the domain name will be the same. The you can say entire domain name of my child domain is dc1.cloudknowledge.xyz. You have seen my forest is only cloudknowledge.xyz. My second, my first child domain is dc1.cloudknowledge.xyz, and my second child domain is dc2.cloudknowledge.xyz. So like this you can be able to identify over which steps we are facing the issue. Under those you need to just check those things, check those couple of attributes or the mappings and all, and then you may be able to find the details where you are lacking and what are the steps that you need to check to get or overcome an issue with that particular server or particular object. We will do little changes, so we will be getting the statics in the last itself. Okay, here we can find the statics already been told. Here we will get some connection status that we have with our particular VM. Okay, now I'm looking any of the failure that I have, so I may show you where we will be able to find the error, but I think we are not able to find. Okay, no problem. So this is the column where you will find the error. Okay, you will see flow errors. It's depend on the if it is error in the import, then it will show us as import errors. synchronization errors are there. If you are getting any sync errors, you will be able to identify those sync errors under this section itself. Okay, so that is the reason. Currently I doesn't have an error. We will try to make some errors in my environment, so we will be able to find those errors under this sections. Okay, so this all the things that we have under operations. Then we will move forward towards the connectors that we have. Okay, already we have discussed we have two connectors. Okay, one is the on-prem connector and one is the cloud connector. How may we able to identify, that has also been discussed. Now we have some options in the connectors itself. Okay, like for example, any of the user, any of the object that has been importing from the on-premise, how you can identify that it has been imported by the connector or not. Okay, so what we will do here, we have some actions for those connector. Like if it is a cloud connector, then these are the action for the cloud connector, and the same is for the on-prem connectors also. The same you can be able to find by doing the right click on that particular connector. So all those actions should be appear here. Okay, we will go one by one and able to understand that. In the meantime, the second thing that I want to update you, like how you can get the msol account name for these accounts. Okay, so just go back here. You may be able to find the account name or AD-Sync service account name that profile is using to do it. You can see AD-Sync MSAE and some alphabets are there, correct? So from there you will be able to find it. Okay, so just we will open this connector space and we will see some properties and all of it. Okay, so this is the name of the connector. Sorry, this is the connector. What is the what you are using, on-prem connector or the cloud connector? It is the on-prem connector. This is the name of the connector. Always it will be your domain name. Okay, moving next, here we have the properties of the connector itself. Okay, this is your forest name or the domain name that you have. This is the msol account which is being created. Okay, from the when you're installing the ADNX server, we have seen it. It will ask you for a domain administrator user ID and password. Once you will provide those password, it will create a msol account from backend with the proper permission that it is being needed, and the same will be used with the on-prem connector to sync from on-premises to cloud. Okay, here is the password. Like if you are changing the password of the msol account, you should also always update the password here itself, so you may be able to so the trouble will not be there for you. Okay, you may be able to do not get any errors during the sync. Okay, this is the domain name. All three details we have here for the same. We will go next. These are the partitions. Like if you want to restrict any of your DC to not sync towards the cloud, like you have added the directory in the during the installation, we will get a pop-up to add the directory there. You have added the directory there, but you need to restrict your DC not being restrict your this connector to not to import the objects from that particular DC. You just need to untick this, and this DC this particular connector will not import from this DC. Okay, so these all three directories you need to select, and with the help of this directory you can just be able to select those particular DCs from where this connector should be able to import or export towards that particular directory. Okay, then we have hierarchies of OUs and components. If you want to make some changes in the precedence of the OUs and components, you can be able to make the same from here itself. Okay, here we have object type. Like we have users are there, devices are there, containers are there, and contacts are there, computers are there. Many of the objects are there in your Azure in your on-prem AD, correct? So which object should be synced towards the cloud? Sometimes we doesn't require device to sync towards the cloud, correct? Sometimes we doesn't require contact to sync towards the cloud. So like this we can be able to select those object, which object should be syncing towards the cloud. Just enable that checkbox and you will be able to find those objects syncing towards the cloud with the help of this connector. Okay, like these are the main top which every of the user will use. Okay, if you think that we doesn't have here, we are not able to find our object type, so just click on this show all. We have many more that you need to select. Just select on these, so you may be able to find many of the objects that you want. Okay, so you can see these all are the object that is available in the ED. Even though I also don't know there's these many type of objects are there in Active Directory. You know that Active Directory is the vast thing, we can't be able to get all these things. Okay, so moving back towards this, so you can be able to bifurcate your objects, and you can say that we can be able to filter out here. Okay, at the last we have attributes. These are the attributes which you will select from here. Like sometimes we are creating an attribute and it has not been imported from our on-prem connector, correct? So we need to check that do we have enabled it in our on-prem connector or not. Like we have any of the attribute that has not been enabled here. For example, user account control is not enabled in my on-prem connector. Then we will not be able to sync this user account attribute towards the cloud. Okay, what may be the value in this? It will not be synced towards the cloud. So always remember, you should be enabling these attributes from your connector details that we have. Okay, if then again if you feel that we doesn't have my attribute which I am seeing, just click on show all. So we have a list of attribute that are over there, so you can be able to find the attribute over there and just check this box, and that attribute will be imported with the help of on-prem connector till metaverse itself. Okay, so these are the details that we able to find on the connector itself, and you can just make changes, but always make a changes and non-production are. Okay, so the same thing will be there for the cloud connector also. These all details will be available. These are the properties, name is there, here is the connectivity, what is the cloud account name. Yeah, mainly we are searching for the cloud account name. This account will help you to move or to do export from metaverse towards the cloud. So if you want to find any kind of the audit logs or changes that has been made by AD Connect, always search for this account, as this account is whole and sole responsible for doing the changes that are coming from the on-prem itself. Okay, and I will not suggest you, but if you are changing the password of this account, always update that password here itself, so it will easy for you, or it will not be in trouble for you. Okay, again in the next step, I think it was hanged, sorry for that. We will go it again. Connectivity, yeah. The next step, these are the default partitions that we have. So I have not created any partition. If you want to configure, you can configure. Okay, after that we have objects, the same. If you want to click on show all, the cloud will not have much objects, that as we are syncing from on-prem towards the cloud. Okay, after that we have attribute section, the same thing is there. You can be able to search for the attribute and will be able to display the same over there. Most of the time every attribute is not present over the cloud itself, as Entra doesn't have that capability to do some editing or create a new attribute over there, correct? In on-prem Active Directory, you can be able to configure any of the attribute that you want to create. You can create your manual attribute also. Okay, you can create your own attribute also, but in Entra there are limited attributes. You can map your attribute with the extension attributes that are present over there, but you can't be able to force Entra ID to show this attribute on the cloud itself. Okay, so here we have not that much attribute already. I have tagged on show all, but the list that we had here that is available over Active Directory is not available in the Entra. Okay, at last we have anchors. So these are the anchor that is specified: contact, devices, groups, users. What is anchor? Source anchor. Okay, already we have seen that in the during the installation. We have two type of anchors are there. Source anchors are there, sorry, MSDS consistency grid and object ID. If you are using a new defined AD connect, then it will always use a MSDS consistency grid. If you have changed it, then it depends on your configurations. Okay, so we have just checked the properties of these two. Then moving forward, we have option here for create. If you want to create any of the connectors, for example, like these we are getting by default. If I want to, mostly we will use LDAP, generic LDAP Microsoft, to import the objects from another server or the particular server. So you need to just click on here, you need to give the name, description. Okay, then click on next. Sorry, I will give it a name. Click on next. It will now ask for some of the details, like how it should be connected, host, port, and all the details that is popping up here. So you need to provide these. Once it will be connected with your domain or particular that server, you can be able to configure all the settings. I cannot go ahead as I doesn't have any server currently to connect it to you, but you can be able to create a connector from here itself. Okay, it will help you out to connect the your another servers that you have with the same AD connect that you are seeing. Okay, if I click on the properties, these all are the properties that we have already been seen there. If you are click on delete, you can be able to easily delete the connector space, and the second option we are getting delete connector and connector space. So do not use the second option without any guidance. Even though do not use the first option without any guidance from the MS engineer or the Microsoft side. Okay, as if you are doing the first one also, your all the users that are there in the cloud will be soft deleted. As the sync will run, it will be the new one and your objects will be in the soft delete itself. So do not perform these activities before consulting with the MS team. Okay, configure run profiles. Like these are all the run profiles already we have discussed: full sync, full import, export, synchronization, delta import. Yes, these are the profile. After that profile also you want to create a new profile, you can go ahead and create it. Okay, just you need to provide some details. If you are good in that, do and troubleshoot it. Okay, run option is there. If you want to individual run any kind of cycle, like I need to run a full sync on this particular connector itself, I doesn't need to complete a proper cycle there. Only I need a full sync for this, full import for this particular connector. So you can just click on run. Already the connector has been selected here. If you have not selected the connector space, then you need to just select the connector, click on run. It will run the profile itself. Which profile you will select? Like full import I needed, click on full import. It will run a full import. You need to select delta import. If you need to do delta import, just do in delta import. It will do in delta import, and you should click on OK, so it will run it. Okay, depends on your need. Stop is there. Stop is to just stop your synchronization that has been going on towards the cloud. Okay, so if you just click on the stop, I think it has already been stopping my connector to stop the sync itself on this connector. Okay, export is there. Okay, nothing is going on right now, that is why we are not able to stop it. But if you just click on stop, then the sync that is currently running will be stopped on this particular connector itself. Okay, after that we have export connectors. Export connector will be used if you want to export this connector and need to import on another server that we have newly built. Below that you can find the option to import connector also. So if you're clicking on it, you will be able to import the connector on that particular server itself. Update connector will be used like if you does not want to recreate a connector, like from here I will export it and import in the connector in any other server, it will create a new connector there. But I just want to update that connector space or the connector, so I will just download the export this connector from here and I will update that connector there, so it will not create a new connector there. Okay, refresh schema. If you done changes in any your Windows schema, you can just click on refresh schema. It will update your all the schemas that has been changed. Search connector space is very helpful for us, as with the help of search connector space you can find your each and every user that has been affected. For example, we just wanted to see how much pending exports are there from this connector. Just select pending export, click on add, modify and delete, search it. It says no matching record found, as every pending export has been done. I will see now connected syncs from when we have been connected. So we will just go little back and we will search it. So you can see I have selected 7th of April. So from 7th of April, these three things has been connected with us, or we have done the changes on these three. So you can be able to find the details over here. Okay, all the attribute names, types, values, changes that we have performed, you can be able to find here itself. Okay, so this is how we can utilize the search connector space. You are searching the whole connector space with the help of search connector space. What are the details we have? You can just change this scope, and with the scope you can just be able to find the details that we have. Disconnected syncs, you can find which all users are disconnected in your AD Connect from 3rd of Feb. I doesn't have any. If you have any, you can be able to find it here. Okay, so like this you can utilize your search connector space. Like you need to just search for any of the specific user. Okay, any of the specific user that you need. I will just take it, just wait a minute. I will again go with connected with since 7, search it, we'll double click it, we will copy this distinguished name from here, close it. Again we will go for a search DN or anchor, distinguished name or the anchor itself. Oh sorry, again I will search it, so it will give us a single user. Now you may be able to find this user, what are the details that has been imported from the on with the help of on-prem connector. Okay, how much details has been imported, what are the sync rules that has been applied to this particular user itself. Okay, it's the sync rule, all the sync rule that is applied to this user. Okay, from here you can do many other things also, like we have metaverse object properties. This user, what is been there in the metaverse for this user, you can just go ahead and search in the metaverse. All these are the attributes, these are the values. What is the configuration MA, what is the configuration in the metaverse, who is just synchronizing these values in the metaverse. You can be able to find the connector name, which type of sync rule has been applied. Yeah, what is the sync rule has been applied, these are the sync rule applied. Okay, what are the type of the sync rule, boolean it is there, string is there, number is there, what is there that has been mentioned here, and what is the last modified date and time. You can be able to find the same as here. Okay, At the last we have the connectors here. So if we are able to find both the connectors name, okay, like you can see at the top we have cloud connector. How we have identified it? As on-prem connector will have the same DN name that in the on-premise there, okay, and the cloud connector will have the cloud distinguished name. Secondly, you can see the connector's name has also been there, okay. So like this you can be able to bifurcate it, okay. So if we are getting both the connectors name here, that means this particular user or this particular object is successfully synced towards the intra, okay. There may be some deficiency in the intra that you are not able to find it, or you are searching with wrong name or wrong display, the wrong display name or wrong object value that you are searching there, okay. So from this properties you can just see what is being synced towards the cloud, also what is being synced from the on-premise also, okay. All the attributes you can be able to find it. So these are the steps that you should take, and being good in finding the values that why the attribute is not syncing towards the cloud itself, okay. Done. So this is all for the connectors in the metaverse design. Metaverse design is nothing. If you want to edit your what we can say attribute, then that will be able to done in the metaverse design, but I will not suggest you to do the same, as this should be done with the proper guidance or the updates from the MS itself, Microsoft itself, okay. So you can just go through with it, like this is device, you can search a device itself. These all attributes are present for the devices itself. If you are going with groups, these all attributes are present for the groups. If we are going for a person, means users, these pretty much attributes are present for the person itself. And for the public folder, these attributes are present, okay. If you want to add it, modify those, you can be able to do it by here itself. We have an option. If you want to create a new object, you can create a new object. If you want to add any attribute for that object, you can easily be able to add any attribute for your object. These all permission has been provided from Entra side towards you to do some modifications in the AD Connect as per your need, okay. At last we have metaverse search here. What metaverse search will do, all the details that we have in the metaverse, you can be able to find the same here. Already we have seen how we can do it. If you are searching in the connector space, you can be able to find in that particular user in everywhere. You can go from there to metaverse also. From there you can be able to search in the cloud connector space also. But for your convenience, Microsoft has given the metaverse search option separately here itself. So you can be able to search that particular attribute with the help of their particular specific things, or you can say we can be able to search it with the help of particular attribute itself. Here we have some attributes, like already a clause been created. I will delete it just for your sake, and we will create a new one, okay. Here we have some options for change the object type also. Object could be device, group, person, or public folder, okay. I will suggest please click on all, as sometime we could not be able to identify the same. Just click on add clause. At the right hand side you have action tab. From here you need to select, just click on add clause, okay. Once you will click on add clause, a clause will be added here, okay. You can just select any of the particular attribute that you want. Based on that attribute, you may be able to search that particular user, or just click on account enable. From this value you can identify how much account has been synced towards the cloud that are enabled. Just click on search. How much I have 269 account that has been syncing towards the cloud, okay. So these all account you can be able to find here. Great. But as you have selected the attribute as account enable, it will not include the groups value. Now I will take any of that particular user. Just I will copy the distinguished name of that particular user. Okay, and we will searching for this particular user itself. Okay, so now I will do some changes in the clause that we have. Clause is nothing, just a scoping filter that we are adding here. We will be searching for, sorry, for the first letter will only be applicable here. We need to search for distinguish name, display name and distinguish name. Okay, display name equals to this. We will search it. We get this user here, and these are all the details that I have for this user in the metaverse. Although we have checked the same, that the same interface has been enabled there itself, right? Just click on connectors. If it is syncing in towards the cloud also, we will be able to find both of the connectors itself. You can just open that connector. We'll search which attribute is, or which values for that particular attribute has been synced towards the cloud by which connector. Here all the details of your sync rules will be applied. Okay, so like this you can just do the troubleshootings and find the things, that which attribute has been synced towards the cloud, which attribute is pending to be synced, and which is what is the attribute which is not imported, which is the attribute which is not exported. Like this you can be able to verify the things itself. Hope this video finds you well. If anything else needed in the AD Connect, I will just be explaining the sync rules also, how we can create the sync rule, what is the impact. At the last, yeah, we need to do some changes. So I will open my ADUC. Okay, ADUC, then I will do any changes in any of that particular user. For example, I'm changing this telephone name for my user. Okay, I've updated anything, it is not the working user correctly. Yeah, I've just created a demo users. Okay, so I have updated this. Now the main thing is we will open CMD here. Okay, we will open PowerShell to run the entire cycle. Always if you are trying to run the entire cycle, use PowerShell command. Start -ad sync cycle space policy type delta. So again, if you are trying to initiate a full sync, then always apply policy type as initial. Okay, but it will take a time, depend on the count of the users that you have. So that is the reason I am performing a delta itself. Okay, cannot convert okay. AD Connect has been open there for some reason. No, just a moment. I have written correct. Start AD sync cycle policy type delta. Yeah, cannot convert system.string to the type boolean required by parameter interactive mode. Got that. So my bad, I think it has been missed from my end. Just a moment. AD sync cycle a hyphen should be there, then only it will recognized for the delta itself. Okay, my mistake. So this is the thing, always do from the PowerShell itself, then only you will be able to complete a full cycle. We will go back here and we'll check for the operations itself that has been done. Okay, like in the delta import, you always need to go for the step 1, 2 and 3. Where is the update? Here is the update. Okay, so you can see this in the statics, in the step 3 we have not done any changes, in the step 2 we have not done any changes. The step 1, step 2, step 3 means child domain, the step 3 is child domain second, the step 2 is child domain 1, step 1 is my forest. In the forest you have done the changes in the user attribute. You can just click on update, you can be able to find the distinguished name of that particular user. Just double click it, open it, you will be able to find the changes that we have done. What we have changes, we have changes the telephone number that has been updated here. Correct, we can be able to find it. You can go to lineage itself and just check on the metaverse object properties. What we have changes, we have changes the telephone name. You can see the telephone number has been changed here. Correct, you can go to connectors. Just a moment, I think I have opened a on-prem one, just need to open the cloud one. Search for the telephone number that we have changed. Here it is, telephone number, it has been updated. So that means till the cloud it has been updated, and we can be able to see the same in the cloud also. Let's see if I supposed to log in here. portal.azure.com. So like this you can be able to find the details that you are syncing, or you can able to find your objects that you are syncing towards the cloud, and that will definitely help you to troubleshoot your issue itself. Okay, and like that only you can work with it. We will go ahead and we will check for the sync rules itself also, but it will be another video for you to just search for the how we can create a sync rule. So display name is welcome 21. Okay, yeah, so how can we create a sync rule for the specific need that we have, and if we want to do some changes, then how will it be reflected towards the cloud. Okay, so these are all things we will see in another video. So currently we have updated the telephone number. If you go to the properties, we can be able to find the this is the correct. Okay, it's welcome 121. My bad, I have searched for 21, that's why I'm not able to find the same. Just a moment. So here we could be able to find the mobile number of that particular user that we have changed. You can see it has been changed. Correct, so like this you can be able to troubleshoot the issue that we are facing and just find that that particular attribute has been synced towards the cloud or not. Okay, so I hope this video gives you many of the insights that is not there, and you have learned many things of the Entra itself. If any other thing that has been missed by my end, please update the same to me on
on my email that has been there in the description, or update the same in the comment itself. I will be happy to assist you on the same. I will create another video, or we can connect over mail or hangout there, which is of a Gmail product. We can just connect over there and I may just assist you. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care for the day.